Now, going off of the like to dislike ratio of my last ranking skin videos, I suppose you could say that my opinion was divisive. A lot of people liked the video and agreed, a lot of people commented saying didn't expect this to be here, or I like this back bling, don't know why you put it low, and a lot of people just disliked the video, which is why I want to say, for the love of Christ, this is an opinion. This is not fact, this is not set in stone, this is just my opinion, this is what I personally think of all of the skins, and where I rank them out of all 46 epic skins, because that is what we're doing today. So please, instead of disliking the video, just comment what you don't agree with, please, because dislikes suck ass. For the love of Christ, I cannot say that enough. Please just comment. It's just my opinion. That's that. But without any further ado, let's just get into, straight away, the trash tier of epic skins. Now, unlike legendary skins, we actually have 3 this time. I'm just going to riddle them off and not really explain why, I just don't like the look of them. The first one is Sub Commander, the first Twitch Prime secondary skin. Just looks like a default. Second, is Fireworks Team Leader. For me, this is just like a B-Tech kind of team leader. I don't really like her at all. And the final one is Mission Specialist, the male tier 1 astronaut. I just think these all look really, really bad. Whether it's the colours or just the just the look of it, I just don't really like these skins at all. But moving on to the bad tier, again, I'm just going to riddle some of these off. Now, in 43rd, we've actually got quite a controversial one already. It's Squad Leader, the try-hard skin from last season. I really don't like this skin. 42nd, we've got another try-hard skin, and it is the Rust Lord. Above that, in 41st, we've got the starter pack first one, the Rogue Agent. In 40th, we've got quite a popular skin with some people, but I personally just don't see the hype behind it. It's the female detective Gumshoe. 39th, we've also got the tier 1 from season 4 battle pass, which is the Battle Hawk. And then coming in at 38th, we've got the second of the PS Plus skins, Blue Striker. In 37th, we have got another quite popular skin amongst the community, but one that I just can't get behind. It's the male burglar scoundrel. Then coming in at 36th, we've got the female astronaut, which is called the Moonwalker, not to be mistaken for the Dark Vanguard. She is a 6 skin, this is not. Coming in at 35 is the creamy coloured detective called Sleuth, or Sleuth. Never really knew how you pronounce that word. I just don't really like the whole coat and hat thing, not a fan of the detective look. 34th, really, really unpopular here, but a very popular one amongst the community. This one's going to definitely cause a bit of controversy. It's the Merry Marauder, the male gingerbread skin. I hate this skin. To me, it just looks tacky. I've never liked it. I didn't like it when it first came out, still don't to this day. 33rd is the Burnout skin, the male version of the tier 31, I believe, Redline, which will be coming up really, really soon, actually. But Burnout is at 33rd. 32nd is one of the first superheroes on the list. It's the male Venturion. For me, he's just got scrawny legs. When he first came out without the cape, he looked pretty trash. With the cape, he looks better, but still not great. 31st, we've got the Female Hazard Agent, part of the Toxic set, which came out with Dusty and all that. I like the male one. Female one just doesn't really cut the cheese for me. I've never been a fan of that one. And then rounding off the bad tier, we have the Black Coat Detective, the Noir. Again, like I said, don't like the whole detective thing going on. So for me, it just doesn't quite cut it. But moving on to the good tier, we've got some quite nice ones. Now I'm going to start explaining why I like these or why not. First, we've got the Tier 1 Season 5 skin, Huntress. I like the skin, it just looks cool. I like the whole mohawky thing. I like the Viking vibe. Really, really sick. Then 28th, we've got the Technique, the female graffiti artist. Don't really say much about this. This was just quite a popular skin last season. Everyone really enjoyed the skin. I really like this skin. 27th, we've got the Starter Pack 2 skin, the Wingman. Now, if the Wingman had, like, the raptor's legs on him or something, then I would put this a lot higher up. I just don't like that default, look from the hip down with, like, the baggy trousers, the ugly shin pads. Haven't really been a fan of that for a long time. So that's why Wingman comes in at 27th. 26th, you've got one we mentioned earlier. This is Redline, part of Season 5's Battle Pass, the female RPM set. I'm not a fan of this skin, to be that honest. It's a good skin, but I'm not that much of a fan of it. I just don't really like it, to be honest. It doesn't really look that great. It's alright, I suppose. Then coming in above that is another Season 5 skin, which is called Rook, the female detective with like the waistcoat and skirt. Now she's pretty cool. She looks kind of weird. She looks a lot smaller than the other character models, but she's still an enjoyable character to play as nonetheless. I think she's quite cool. 24th is the Highland Warrior, the female accomplice to the Battle Hound. I really like this skin because it just looks, it's just got that classic sort of medieval vibe to it, and I think it goes really, really well with the Battle Hound. So there's not really much need to be said about that. Now coming in 23rd is the Alpine Ace, the male one. This is going to be unpopular with some people because I know the skin is very, very highly rated in the community. Just don't really like the whole, it's cool, but I'm not that much of a fan of it. I like the skiing thing, the backpack. It was sort of the first time they really sort of tested it with all the different styles and stuff, so I can appreciate that. That's why it's a good skin, but for me, just not that great. Now coming in at 22nd is the Rabbit Raider. A lot of people dislike this skin, but for me it's kind of like middle of the road. I wouldn't buy it, but I wouldn't mind having it. I just think it's a cool skin. I like the whole bright pink with the hockey mask, but how contradictory like they are. Like pink sort of like, you know, nice and cuddly, but a hockey mask is like Jason Voorhees, so I kind of just like that whole contrast there. Number 21 or 21st is the Bright Gunner. Now for me, it's not really the skin that sort of is the best part of this, is the back bling, because the back bling, the little bright bag, the little lunchbox thing, is a really, really cool piece of back bling. But the skin nonetheless is quite cool. Reminds me of Odell Beckham Jr. with the hair and the look and whatnot. But it's just a cool skin. I run it sometimes, but not all the time. Coming in at 20th is the Season 3 Elite Agent. This is a very, very popular skin. So for some people this might be a bit too low down, but I didn't really want to put this any higher because for me, it's a more of an average skin. I use it sometimes, but I don't use it that much. Number 19 is the Female Ventura, the female white and gold superhero. Now, this one for me is just a better version of the male. I prefer the female character models most of the time, which you're about to see as well with 18th, which is Rapscallion, obviously the female burglar. I really just prefer these female character models, the Ventura, the Rapscallion. I just think they look so much better. Now, coming in at 17th is the Sparkle Specialist from Season 2, a blast from the past. I think this is just a banging skin. I love all the glitter and the glowing and the face paint and all of that. I just think it looks really awesome. Now 16th, we've got the Shadow Ops skin. I've had this for quite a while. I like, for me the only reason I put this so high is because it reminds me of Bucky Barnes from the MCU. She's got the bionic arm, she's kind of like that assassin, got the face paint, she's like this really sort of low-key stealthy assassin with the metal arm. Just reminds me of the Winter Soldier from Marvel. Now coming in at 15th is the Toxic Trooper. Now this is where the female character model thing comes to a little bit of an end, because when it's the astronauts, I prefer the male character model. The Toxic Trooper for me is definitely the better of the two. I really like I like the turquoise, I like the male astronaut layout. For me it's just the helmet. The helmet doesn't really look that great. That's what sort of hinders it from being in the great tier and whatnot. And coming in at 14th and rounding off the final one of the good tier is the Tomato Head. Now, a lot of people would probably like to see this higher, a lot of people like to see this lower. This is either a love it or hate it skin, but for me, it's middle of the road. I kind of like it, I kind of don't. It's silly, depends what mood I'm in. If I'm in more of a serious Fortnite mood and I want to get wins, I probably wouldn't use this, but if I'm just joking around, messing around with my friends, this is the kind of time that I would use the Tomato Head. So moving on to the great tier, this is where opinions are really going to get divided. In 13th, we have the Mogul Master. Again, that female character model just coming in clutch. I prefer it so much more. This is the female skier. I'm just going to use the default picture because I think that's the one that I would personally buy. So that's the one that would do it for me. I like the backpack, I like the layout, I really like the ski helmet. I think it looks really, really cool. But moving on to number 12, we have the Ginger Gunner. Now, this is a very popular skin, and for some people might be a bit too low down, but for me, this just sits perfectly, you know. The female character model, again, beating the male version of it. I just like the whole, the gingerbread thing isn't really that great, but I like the concept of it, I like the idea of it, I like the art style of it, which for me, excuse me, is why it's really, really, high up the list. Now coming in at 11th is the Twitch Pack 2 skin, Trailblazer. For me, this just has some weird kind of Predator vibe, which I love about it. Like, if you've ever seen the film Predator with Arnold Schwarzenegger, and obviously, like, very, very classic film, a lot of people do like it. This reminds me of that film, like, with the arm tattoos and the face paint and sort of like the colour of her camouflage and stuff like that. It just reminds me of of Predator, which just resonated to me because I love that film. So that's why this is so high up for me. I just really like using the Trailblazer. Now number 10 is also a very popular skin, the Funk Ops, more of the low-key skins that not many people see using, or not many people use these days. But Funk Ops for me is a really cool skin. I love this skin. I like all the flashing lights, the shiny pants, the big old afro and the cool glasses. I just think it's quite a funny skin to use. It's definitely a jokey skin. But coming in at number 9, we have another one of these superheroes, which is a superhero because you see it in the round table loading screen, and it's the Steel Sight. I recently bought this because I just love her, but she's just an awesome character model. I love all the metal armor, I love the metal plates on the shoulders, I love the different hair, the bit over the eye. I think this is a very unique skin. Although it looks similar to default, it's a very unique skin in its own way, and that's why Steel Sight for me is just inside the top 10 and not any lower down. Now coming in at 8th, we've got the new Sun Strider from Season 5, the Baywatch-esque skin. This skin is just pretty cool. I love the red, I love the colours, very reminiscent of Valor from last season. The back bling, which is the little inflatable unicorn that goes with her, is really cool. I'm a very big fan of this skin. I can't wait to get it. It's just a cool skin. It's kind of like a default skin, but without the defaultness. It's sort of like default with a twist, I guess you could say, because the legs and the head and all of that and the hair are all like default character models, but it's just removed like the trousers and put the shorts and the tight spandexy kind of swimsuit on, which I think is kind of cool, to be honest. But enough about that. Moving on to 7th. This one is going to split the viewers down the middle now, because this one, I've never seen the hype behind this, and it's the Skull Trooper. Now for me, the only reason this skin is as big as it is because of Myth. You cannot deny that. No one would want this skin if Myth didn't use it. It's a rare skin, it's a cool skin, it's a good skin, don't get me wrong, but it's not the best skin. I just don't see the hype behind the Skull Trooper. I personally am not that big of a fan, but I can appreciate that it is a great skin, and the one that goes above it is really going to piss people off, you like the Skull Trooper, because this is hated amongst the community. My number 6 spot, and rounding off the great tier, is Zoe. For me, I just love this skin. It's jokey, it's fun, it's colourful, it's everything that I would want in a skin. It's a new character model, like I said, it's fun, it's jokey, it's just a really cool skin if you ask me. I really enjoy using Zoe. Zoe with wings, Zoe with the bright bag, but all cool combinations that I really enjoy using. But that rounds off the great tier. Now, instead of calling this the GOAT tier, I've called this the top tier, because I don't feel like any of these are actually like some of the best skins in the game, maybe bar the top one. But coming in at number 5, this is my personal favourite skin of the list, but I've put it at 5th because I can appreciate that some people would seriously disagree with this, and it's Abstract. It's the male graffiti artist. I love this skin. I run this skin all the time. It's just such a cool skin. I like the new trousers, the new top half, the hood, the mask. Everything about this just really, you know, ticked all the boxes for me. It was a really cool skin when it first came out because it was so unique, so different, and essentially it was one of a kind, because we haven't seen anything like the Abstract since, except maybe the one that came out the other day, the Minicare or something, that had the same trousers but not the same like top half. So I really like the Abstract. For me, it comes in at number 5. Now coming in at number 4 is going to split opinion, because a lot of people hate this skin again, but for me, this one ticks all the boxes again. It's the Sledgehammer, the one that looks like Blackbeard from Rainbow Six Siege. I love this skin. For me, this is probably the best skin of Season 5. I think it looks absolutely insane. I love it. It just looks like Blackbeard from Rainbow Six Siege, and Rainbow Six Siege for me is like the best first-person shooter on console like ever. So this just resonated with me so much. I love this skin. I think it looks so cool. It looks so unique. It's kind of like default, but it's not default. It's the first time they've had a character with a really like big bushy beard, which I really like the look of as well. I think he's just a really cool all-round skin. But moving on to number 3, we've got the female version of the Easter set, and it's the Bunny Brawler. Now for me, this is just an awesome skin. I like the light blue jumpsuit. I like all the little Easter eggs and stuff hanging off of her. I like the little slippers. I just think it's a cool skin. It's a fun skin. It's a light-hearted skin, and that's why I really like the Bunny Brawler. It's a shame I never got to buy this. I hope I can in the coming future, when maybe Easter comes around again, if this game is not dead by then, but I doubt it will be. But yeah, I really do like the Bunny Brawler. So coming in at number 2, this is quite a controversial one because not many people use this skin or like this skin. It's Bandolier. Now again, this one for me just reminds me of that film. It's just Predator. It's just got that classic sort of like that whole masculine Vietnam kind of vibe, sort of like macho man. I really like the quite literally the bandolier that has going across him. I wish that was a back bling though. I love the little like man bunny mohawk thing he's got. The only thing I don't like about this skin is the trousers, because they look default. I wish they could have used like the bottom half of the raptor. That would have been way cooler. And I probably would have used this 24/7, because the bandolier for me is a number 2 skin. But coming in at number 1, this is the only one that I would put in the greatest of all time skins from the epics, and obviously it's the best of the epics in my opinion. It's the top tier skin. It's the female Halloween skin, Ghoul Trooper. Now for me, I always saw this one as the better one of the two. Like I said, the female character model outdoes the male for me every single time. I love the green. I love how contrasting it is with the black. I love the little bits of paint where it looks like the flesh is coming off around the mouth, around the arms. I just think the Ghoul Trooper is a fantastic skin, and if it ever comes out again, that's the one I'll be buying, not the Skull Trooper, because I feel like this is the rarer one of the two, and the only person that I ever really see using this would be like Noah J456. But for me, this skin is hands down the best epic skin in Fortnite. But there you go guys, that's my epic list of all the skins from worst to best. I've got a hell of a sweat on because of how nervous I am of you guys hating this video, because of how much you disagree with it, but nonetheless, that's my opinion and only my opinion. There's a few things that I have changed because of the fact that, you know, I could not put it any higher because I could not justify it. Like, if I could, Abstract would be at like number 2, but I do not want to find out how many people disagree with that. So yeah, I've done as best as I can. I really hope you guys did enjoy this video. Obviously, if you did, remember to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys soon with a brand spanking new video. Goodbye.